Welcome to Factorio! Be sure if you want to join, because here sanity is optional and automation is mandatory. The aggressive addiction that this game induces within minutes of contact is truly something. How is every hour compressed to short periods of consciousness? When will the factory workers see their families? And why is the Geneva Convention only a suggestion here? To help me answer those questions, a local crackhead will be joining us today. Hello! Thanks to his sacrifice in this program, hopefully many young people will understand the dangerous consequences of this potent drug. From the moment of your controlled landing, the expansion begins. And your only goal is to escape this hellish planet. Why even bother, you ask? Well, you have neighbors. They don't like innovation, and they certainly hate artificially enriched air that your base emits. Sure, you can initiate the immediate termination of the lease agreement, but that's just a temporary solution. A permanent solution is to research the space project and get the hell out of here while we still can. There are already too many illegals to bother deporting them. This phase greatly increases the speed of your development in the early game. And that's what you need if you want to finish this game in under 50 hours. You will swiftly notice how much iron you need for everything. And the only way of making sure you have enough is to always make even more of it. The easiest way of satisfying this demand is building a so-called smelting column. And now that you've built this hellish contraption, it is gluttonous and will consume every bit of fuel you have left. Previously employed coal snake won't be enough anymore, as a snake is not intelligent enough to comprehend the concept of a slavery work. And so you have to employ actual miners that will have a union and will be paid minimum wage. Not for long. But at least they get the job done. Very satisfying.
Oh damn, I seem to have sewn a shoe to my hand. May I go to the nurse? Replace him! Faster!
Meet the father of all creation, the assembler. I might sound like an Adeptus Mechanicus, but I promise that it's really that. But wait, I can't build it now. Or can I? To research anything in this game, we need science packs that get more and more complicated as you approach the endgame. That's basically the core of Factorio gameplay, because everything you do is directly or indirectly connected to the production of science and the logistics on how to transport science packs into those EDM domes. And your first research project will always be the assembler. These buildings are irreplaceable in terms of automating your base, literally, and are necessary to building your local Costco, which is essential for a sustainable expansion of your base. It will produce important intermediate products like green circuits, gears or copper wires, and will make most of the building blocks of your factory, like belts, inserters and already mentioned assemblers. You will need them, so do yourself a favor and automate all of that. I am not asking. Also, thanks to those sus liquids, you will unlock the biggest breakthrough yet. Trains are cool. You don't need any other reason to use them. They are not only funny, they are also the most efficient way of transporting items over long distances. Until they do that. For your trains to not go kaboom, we use rail signals that separate tracks into segments that only one train can enter at the same time. It may be much if you're starting out, so we can always go with the smooth brain approach. One railroad, one train. Trains do not only transport items, they also transport fluids, including the freedom liquid. It's important because from now on, almost any important item needs an intermediate product made from oil. The most important oil product of them all is of course the blue science pack. As with any science pack from now onwards, the suspicious blue liquid is much more complex than the first two ones. Setting up the chemical science for the first time might be a sign of a first wrinkle on your smooth engineer brain. Many wondrous things lay behind this dubious liquid, and the most notable ones have to be bots. After you've set them up, you can build from any place on the map with minimal effort, as long as you have roboports and the materials to do so. It's a massive game changer and a big part of this game's success, as just in the moment that building everything by hand might get a little tedious, you get slaves that will do that for you. Just remember, they are not free. They have a massive energy demand. It would be a real shame if someone made an unreasonably big upgrade request and then got stuck trying to fix the energy problem for the next 2 hours. And that would be a great time to talk about... As your factory grows, the electricity bill will grow too. You have 2 ways of coping with that. Building more boilers that turn water into steam, or you can build solar power that doesn't produce artificially enhanced air, but works only during the day and takes lots of space. Oh shit. At this point, the illegals might become a real issue. They will send out unions demanding work that was taken from them because of automation of the manufacturing process. And military science has you covered. Flamethrowers, lasers, and vehicles of diplomacy are only tip of the iceberg. Some resort to building a so-called CAG box. Not a fan of this approach, expensive and massive pain when expanding. Just drop a few turrets with red ammo around the most important and most polluting places in your factory, and you'll be fine for the next 20 hours or so. But as a great military tactician, Martin, once said, the best defense are the burning houses of your enemies. When a patient goes through that phase, there is no going back. Biters were the only thing that held back our brave engineer, but now with the great leap in military technology, there is nothing they can do now, because the factory must grow. As you expand, you have a new choice ahead of you: purple or yellow science. It's an illusion of free choice, as they both lead you to researching the spider. They are another step up in terms of complexity and resource demand. Probably it will be the first time you will have to build a serious copper smelting operation, as demand for it will likely triple. Neither of them offer a game-breaking tech like bots, so build whatever floats your boat. At this point of the game, the true digital crack starts to reveal itself. There's a constant up in demand for many resources, and it constantly leads you to resolving bottlenecks that stop your factory from being optimal. Because when this situation comes, that you need something badly, copper, iron, freedom liquid, you name it, setting up a new outpost and then seeing a full belt of a resource fuel your production lines that just second ago were starving for this very resource, this sense of achievement and fulfillment is crack. It's pure, digitally enhanced crack.
Well, I don't know, but I've been told uranium ore is worth more than gold.
Uranium is one of the most complicated subjects in the game, and to explain it, you really need at least 3 wrinkles on your brain.
Oh damn.
You have automated the manufacturing process of all science, and it's time for the rocket. That's the final challenge. You will need rocket control units, rocket fuel, low density structures, and the rocket silo. If you've got this far into the game, you will finish a rocket eventually, even if it means waiting eons for it to assemble. And it's ready. You've been working for this moment for the last 30 hours, and it finally came. You think about the time you spent there, made many friends. Maybe it wasn't so bad. Maybe I will miss it.
5, 4,
Well, it doesn't matter now,
3,
but I will remember.
1. Main engine starts. 0 and lift off.
Wait, wasn't the rocket supposed to take me? Now that you know that there is no escape, the only thing left to do is optimizing your factory, and potentially selling your soul to it. If you decide to keep playing after launching the rocket, you will easily sink hundreds of hours into this game. The feedback loop of this game is simply infinite, both in terms of replayability and addictiveness, because sadly, your factory won't be ever truly optimal. Thank you for watching this video. If you are here, I presume that you liked the video, so if you leave a like, I would be honored. If you want to support my goal of someday doing this gig as my job, consider becoming a member. Please, I promise I won't disappoint. Also, big thanks to the biggest contributor of this channel, Coldes Bandito. He also does content creation, so go check him out. Again, I am not asking. I also stream, go check out my streams! Please!